Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. So today's video we're going to look at Activision Blizzard. I don't know if you watched the news recently, but I'm 100% sure you've seen the fact that Microsoft is actually purchasing this company, and for that reason we need to look at it. It's still in my portfolio. I haven't done anything with it, so I'm going to tell you exactly what's happened, what the news says so far, and then I'm going to tell you whether I'm going to sell it or wait until the sale date 2023, I think, and then just take the £95 or basically $95 that they're offering, Microsoft is offering. So just let's have a look at that first. But before we do it, I just want to talk about something that I saw in the news I think it was just yesterday, right? And that is this news here. The fact that I'm sure if you've been investing for a while, you probably know something about Jamaat. Jamaat is one of those people who's been kind of campaigning for Tesla. He used to work for Tesla. He's worked for loads of different companies. He does a lot of SPAC companies, startups, and so on. And he's kind of well respected. And he's obviously billionaire investor. And it's this guy basically. And he comes out and says he doesn't really care what's going on in China. He goes, nobody cares about Uyghur genocide in China. And I thought that coming from someone who is well respected within the investment world, that's absolutely disgusting to hear. All right. So he's basically said nobody cares about the ongoing human rights abuses against the Uyghur people in China. He carries on to say, of all the things that I care about, it basically is below my line. And said basically about the Uyghur people. I just don't understand genuinely what will basically make someone feel this way. So he's basically, what he was talking about is the problem with China and the US and so on. So he was talking about the fact that the invasion in China, possibly China invading Taiwan and so on, that's more worrying for him than the fact that basically the human rights concerns that's happening right now. He could have shut up and literally said nothing about it, but obviously he opened a big mouth and he got a backlash. And I just wanted to touch base on that because I've never invested in any of the businesses that he actually runs, and I will never invest in this business, because if that's what he's thinking, if that's the kind of person he is, that's absolutely disgusting. You don't have to be a basically Muslim to actually feel for these people. You just have to be human. It's absolutely disgusting what China is doing to these people, and the fact that he goes ahead and basically says that's just out of line. So I just want to share that with you guys. If you want to read the article, it's on CNBC. Just go in there and just type whatever, and then I'm sure you will find the heading. Right, so today's video we're going to talk about, like I said at the beginning, we're going to talk about this company, and this is Activision Blizzard. The Activision Blizzard is a gaming company. They own a lot of the gaming out there, so Call of Duties, the Overwatches, the Candy Crushes, and so on. And I bought recently this stock, and I've done an analysis on this company. So if you want to know more about it, okay, just go and find the video where I talked about the actual company, what they do, and why I was buying at the time. I think I did a video a couple of months ago. So there we go. That's the video there. So okay. And just go and watch that, the reason why I was bullish on this company and why I actually added to my portfolio. But looking back again, I still love the business. I still love the business model. I still love what they're doing. And it's great in terms of the gaming is basically changing, the metaverse and all that stuff that's happening right now. So basically for that reason, Microsoft decided to actually purchase this company. So if I show you the article, so they're going to basically pay about $70 billion or closer to $70 billion for this company. Now, Microsoft already has massive gaming followers, so in terms of the Xbox games and so on, right? So now they will be the third biggest gaming company in the world right now by just doing this. This deal hasn't gone through yet. Microsoft is willing to pay $95 for every share. Okay, I'll show you in a sec. So yeah, there you go. It's almost $70 billion, and they are willing to pay basically every shareholder for basically in this business. So you right now, if you're a shareholder, just like I am, the price means Microsoft will pay $95 per share for Activision. So what happens is Microsoft will pay us $95. So to our brokers. So by the time the deal goes through, okay, in 2023, that's where they're hoping the deal will go through. That moment, every one of us that owns the stock in this company will get this much. Now, I'm going to tell you where I stand and what I initially was planning to do. My initial plan was to hold until that happens, okay? And I tell you why I slightly changed my mind. And what changed my mind was the antitrust game. So what happens is Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard. They're going to become the third biggest gaming company in the world. Microsoft have not had any issues with the US government so far. It's been so far Meta or Facebook, Google, for example, and Apple, other companies. So those were the companies that were accused of monopolizing the market and the market monopoly and all of that stuff, right? But Microsoft have actually never done any of these things. They have absolutely been clean so far. So one of the reasons I genuinely believe the deal will go through is the fact that the company that is buying is Microsoft. If it was Apple, I think it would have changed the game, right? But the fact that Microsoft is paying, almost $70 billion, this is a good thing, and they're going to become the third biggest gaming company. The other reason I think this deal will go through is the other two companies are owned by China and Japan. Now, the US, I don't know if you know about it, but they love obviously competing with China and Japan and other countries. So they want their companies to be the biggest in the world. For that reason, I don't see any reason why this deal will not go through. Because obviously, if they're going to become the third biggest gaming company in the world by just purchasing, Activision Blizzard, that is a good thing, right? And while this was happening, Sony's share was just going down and down because remember, Activision Blizzard has the Call of Duty, which you can actually buy through PS5 or whatever, for whatever it is, right? So Microsoft came out and said, no, we're not going to stop you guys playing, our games through PS3. So that's in a way is a good thing. So that goes basically on their, that's the pro for Microsoft. If they came out and said absolutely no, then it would have become a problem. But so that's the one, those are some of the reasons why I think that basically the deal will go through. I genuinely cannot see a situation where the US government will turn around and say to Microsoft, you're definitely not going to get this because of whatever, right? They have amazing products in here. They've proven that they can do this. They spending a lot of money to purchase this company, and I think this is going to be amazing addition to their portfolio of products they already have, and I can't see any reason why they can't. Now, that is there, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance where something might go wrong and Microsoft might pull out of this whole deal. If that happens, I don't want to be investing in I don't want to be an investor when that happens of Activision Blizzard. Because on that day, right, when this happens, if something goes wrong and the deal doesn't go through, even though the share price is right now about 80 something, I'm 100% sure it's going to go at least 20-30% down on that day. And that is something that you have to think about. So I own shares in this business. I have 15 shares and I'm up right now 25%. So I made my first purchase in November, just mid-November. So almost 2 months, I've made about 25%. My initial purchase, when I bought this, I was expecting at the time, if you watch that video, you will see at the time, I think the predicted share price was by the end of the year to be around $90 something, right? So that's what Microsoft is paying for this stock. Now, right now, obviously from that day onwards, right now is about $81, $82 per share. So it went up just that week, basically. It went up as high as 84. But that day when the news came up, I think at the pre-markets, it was trading almost to 90, 92 or whatever. But it came down straight as soon as the markets opened, right? So my plan is I'm going to sell this. The reason, like I said, I don't want to know what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is what's called opportunity cost, okay? Instead of waiting this and holding on to this and then see what happens and then end up losing money, whatever, or make at least another £200 on the $200 on the top of my 180 something dollars, right? Pounds. I could just sell it now and take that money take my profit, buy another company that's possibly undervalued, okay, and that will not give me a headache, because I would be glued to the news waiting for what might happen next. So this is going to take a long time to go through. It's about a year, I think, okay? And anything can happen between now and then. And the company, remember, had already had issues with the COO and basically some other people within the business. Although they came out and they said all of these people are gone, they're no longer part of their company, blah, blah, blah. I think something else might come up. So I don't want to take the risk. I don't want to be greedy. I made 25% in 2 months. Okay, that's decent money. I can take my profit, put it into one of the undervalued companies, and then just leave it like that. And if it goes up to 90 whatever, good luck to whoever is still holding, and I'm glad for them. Honestly am. Okay, but for now, I think the best thing to do is take my profit, put it into another company, and then just forget the headache, because I genuinely do not want to go through that headache. Because remember, if anything comes out, if even the the antitrust body, whatever, if they come out and if they give us a hint that this deal might not go through, the stock will probably end up losing another 20-30%. And I don't want to wait that. Okay, I don't. Even though this is a great company, they have a great product, I don't have any issues with their product. Okay, that price drop will probably take us. Remember, when I bought this, I was expecting maybe 2-3 years down the line, it will hit about $90 per share. Okay, that was my initial thing. That was my initial plan. I'm thinking, okay, if I can hold it and while I wait, I can get a little bit of dividend, that's absolutely perfect. But the fact that now I've made 25% already and I don't have to go through that headache, that sounds good to me. So if you're still holding like I am, you're going to have to make a decision for yourself. Obviously, I'm not giving you financial advice, but I want you to think about what could potentially happen. Because there have been situations where companies have actually said they're going to, acquire so-and-so company, and then the deals goes through and both companies actually lose a lot of share prices, okay? And that can happen, that can hurt you for a long time. Considering how the market is right now and the fact that a lot of the stocks are down, look at my portfolio, right? Not long ago was 43,000. Right now, we're looking about 41,000 and a half. Okay, so we are right now in a basically bear market, if you think about it. Okay, in the just last couple of days, even yesterday, the stock market was up almost, 2% almost at one point, and then it went negative before the end of the last hour. It just went negative. So a lot of things are going on at the moment. So I don't want to risk this. Okay, I want to take my £900 and put it to another company that I think is undervalued at the moment, and I can sleep well without having to worry about what the antitrust body might say and might not say. Okay, so that's just my opinion. That's where I am right now, and that's all I wanted to share. But now let's just switch to Microsoft. Was this actually a good deal for Microsoft? And I think it is, because remember, they have some of the best games out there right now. And if Microsoft can add that to their own portfolio of basically games they've got, and then put that through their Xbox and whatever, and it still allows Sony basically to play these games on their consoles, that is a very, very good deal, and it gives the massive part of the market. And as well as that, I watched the news, basically as soon as the news came up, I watched the CEO's interview, and he kept talking about the metaverse and what you can do and what you can do for both companies and so on. And if Microsoft wants to have an opportunity to be part of that the metaverse, then this is a good, amazing deal. The other reason I think this is an amazing deal for Microsoft is when you look at their balance sheet, and you realize they've got $130 billion in the bank, right? The way inflation is going right now, if they have $130 billion as in cash, that is absolutely amazing. And all they have to do is then use some of that money, okay, to purchase this company, instead of the money sitting there and basically inflation eats half of that money, right? So instead of that, as an investor of Microsoft, I would like the Microsoft to actually go ahead with this deal and, use that money in cash, pay cash, don't just get debt, just basically use the cash they have instead of obviously sitting there in their account for inflation just to completely destroy. Okay, and I think that this is an amazing deal for Microsoft. So I have at the moment almost £3,400 in Microsoft, or 16 shares. I'm definitely adding to this business for in the long run, and see how it goes. So I definitely think it's a great deal for Microsoft. I think it's a great deal for Activision Blizzard because they have some amazing team out there. Okay, and if they can continue doing the type of games they've done in the last 5-10 years, right, and how popular these games are. There's about 400, apparently there's like 400 million people that watch these games or whatever, if I remember correctly the figure. They are basically that play these games. So if Microsoft can add that many people to their own portfolio of people, customers they have, this is going to be an amazing deal for Microsoft. And I hope it goes through, and I hope everyone understands why I'm going to sell it. Although initially I wasn't thinking about selling it, I really do not want to go through the hassle. I've got 25% and up right now. I'm up 25%. I am happy with what I've got, and I'm going to keep it that way. Okay, I'm just going to sell this in the possibly next couple of days. As long as the stock is above 80, okay, I'm happy with it. I'll take my 25% and then add that to another company and just forget about it. If it goes to 95 and basically the deal goes through, as soon as you find out the deal goes through, and obviously they will end up paying you. So if you're still holding on to it and you are brave enough to hold, then you will get paid $95 for every share that you own. Okay, and basically that starts, even if you add it now, if you buy 10 shares of this stock right now, by the time you get the deal done, you still get the same amount. So anyway, I just wanted to share my opinion about what I think. I was planning to do a video as soon as the news was released, but I couldn't because obviously we had some sort of COVID situation in my household, so I didn't want to I wanted to focus on the family instead of just doing a video, but I'm glad I've done it now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you did, like, subscribe, let me know if you have any questions. Assalamu Alaikum. Take care.